Minnesota Lynx, Seattle Storm, Atlanta Dream, Las Vegas Aces, Phoenix Mercury, Los Angeles Sparks, Chicago Sky, Dallas Wings, Simone Augustus, Maya Moore, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, Sabrina Ionescu, Angel McCautry. What did I just rattle off? Did I just rattle off random people's names? And did I just rattle off random cities and put them with random objects? No, I did not. The first things I mentioned were WNBA teams. You've got, like I said, you've got the Minnesota Lynx, the Dallas Wings, Chicago Sky, Phoenix Mercury, New York Liberty, Atlanta Dream, Las Vegas Aces, Phoenix Mercury, Los Angeles Sparks, Seattle Storm, Indiana Fever, Washington Mystics, the defending WNBA champions, Connecticut Sun, and the names I mentioned, well, they're all WNBA players. Diana Taurasi plays for the Phoenix Mercury, so does Brittany Griner. Sue Bird plays for the Seattle Storm. Brianna Stewart plays for the Seattle Storm. Sabrina Ionescu was drafted number 1 overall by the New York Liberty after she had an amazing 4-year career as an Oregon Duck. And Angel McCautry played a majority of her career for the Atlanta Dream, but now she is a member of the Las Vegas Aces. So, why did I just rattle off all those WNBA players and teams? Well, it's because there's something bothering me. I was watching the WNBA return today between the Seattle Storm and the New York Liberty. Now, the Storm are the prohibitive favorite to possibly win the championship at the end of the season for the WNBA. And the New York Liberty, they're not championship material quite yet, but they could be a playoff team. And later on today, you have a very, very exciting matchup between two of the top teams in the WNBA, the Los Angeles Sparks and the Phoenix Mercury. Also 2 title contenders. But you know what bothers me? Is the WNBA never receives the same amount of attention that the NBA does. And it's infuriating for me. It really is. Like, just because many of the girls in the league can't dunk like a LeBron James or a Dwayne Wade or a Giannis Antetokounmpo, just because they can't dunk like those guys doesn't mean they can't play basketball. I mean, some of these games in the WNBA are just fantastic to watch and extremely competitive. I mean, think back to the 2-year run we had between the Los Angeles Sparks and the Minnesota Lynx in the WNBA Finals in 2016 and 2017. In 2016, the Sparks beat the Lynx to capture the championship in Game 5 in Minnesota, I believe on a buzzer beater game winner. I don't remember who hit it off the top of my head. And then in 2017, Minnesota got the revenge in a very, very exciting 5-game championship series. I will post a link for this in the description, but I actually recorded my reaction to that game, Game 5 of the 2017 WNBA Finals, and posted it to the channel. So I'll post a link to that playlist, which this video will be included in. So, why doesn't the WNBA get the same attention? I don't understand. Like, again, like, most of the girls in the WNBA can't dunk like LeBron James, a Giannis Antetokounmpo, or a Dwayne Wade, or a Kobe Bryant. Okay, Does that mean they can't play basketball? No! No, it does not mean they can't play basketball. If you actually believe that, something's wrong with you. Because that's just bullshit right there. And I wish the WNBA would expand and add more teams. Because I live here in Cleveland. I mean, I would love to be able to attend a WNBA game. But the closest team is 6 hours away in Chicago. Although there's also the defending WNBA champion Washington Mystics. If I wanted to drive to our nation's capital. But when I was a lot younger, I vaguely remember Cleveland having a WNBA team. And they were called the Rockers. What happened to them? Like, why aren't they still around? I know I get wound up and express my frustration about various topics. Some of them are stupid, like, for example, the NBA removing their digital content. Like, I gotta admit, that's a little bit stupid that I get wound up about that. And, like, I get wound up about other topics, like bringing an NBA team back to Seattle, or somehow trying to get the Octagon and the UFC to come back to Cleveland. Of course, that can't happen right now because of this current pandemic. But this is one that, and I wouldn't say the two that I just mentioned with Seattle getting an NBA team or the Octagon coming back to Cleveland are stupid. I would not. And neither is this one. I want the WNBA to expand into other markets. Give Cleveland a WNBA team. Give, San Antonio used to have a WNBA team, the San Antonio Stars. I believe they became the Las Vegas Aces. Why can't San Antonio get a WNBA team again? What about Denver? Denver's a great sports market. They love their Nuggets. They love the Rockies. Denver is definitely a Broncos town. That is a football. They love the Broncos, and they love the Avalanche. My guess is, if Denver got a WNBA team, they would love it. So why not expand to markets like Cleveland, Denver, maybe try Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Philly, let's see, Miami. Think about it. If you expand the market, you're going to attract more fans. Like, I'm a Minnesota Lynx fan. I've always been a huge Lynx fan because of players like Maya Moore, Lindsay Whalen, Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles, Like, I just really loved watching them play. And I just started following Minnesota. But, like, if Cleveland were to get a WNBA team, I would instantly become a fan of them. Think about it. Like, at least from what I've seen on TV, under normal conditions, WNBA games usually get pretty good attendance. Sometimes sellouts if it's a big game. But usually, even if it's just a meh game, like the two teams aren't doing great, it still seems like there's a pretty good attendance at arenas and stuff. And like, the Washington Mystics now have their own arena. I'm pretty sure the Los Angeles Sparks have their own arena. Why can't the Connecticut Sun have their own arena? I'm pretty sure the Chicago Sky have their own arena. Dallas Wings, I'm pretty sure, have their own arena. The Phoenix Mercury sharing arena with the Phoenix Suns. Las Vegas has its own arena. And Minnesota shares an arena, I'm pretty sure, with the Minnesota Timberwolves. But my overall point is, why doesn't the WNBA get more attention? They totally deserve it. Like I've said countless times throughout this video, Can WNBA players dunk a basketball like a LeBron James, like a Kobe Bryant, like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, like a Dwayne Wade? No, but don't hold that against them, because it's still great basketball to watch. And the cherry on top of the sundae for me is the way the WNBA does their playoffs, because they don't do it by conference. They just, whoever the top 8 teams are in the WNBA, that's who goes. The top 2 seeds get a 2-round bye to like the semifinals. The 3 and 4 seeds get a bye to the second round, and the seeds 5 through 8, don't get a bye. But you could potentially get a finals that's an Eastern Conference team against an Eastern Conference team. That's what happened last year. It was the Connecticut Sun against the Washington Mystics. Did that mean it wasn't a good championship series? No! It was a fantastic series. And let me go back to the 2-year run we had between the Los Angeles Sparks and the Minnesota Lynx. They're both in the Western Conference. But again, that shouldn't take away from anything because they were both great series. I do wish the WNBA Finals were actually 7 games instead of 5 games, because it just kind of feels weird that, like, a champion is crowned in 5 games. Like, the series is tied 2-2, and then whoever the champion is wins the series 3 games to 2. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right for me. Like, I want the WNBA to extend the finals to 7 games. Like, how much fun would that be if you had, say, the Los Angeles Sparks against the Phoenix Mercury, Game 7 WNBA Finals? That would be so much fun. I would be glued to the TV. And you should be too if that were to ever happen. You should, because WNBA basketball deserves you. It needs more fans. Because, again, WNBA basketball is great to watch. Now, I'm not trying to suggest that, like, we should create a matchup between the Los Angeles Sparks and the Los Angeles Lakers. No. Like, don't have WNBA play against the NBA. But what would happen, let's just say hypothetically, if you had players from the WNBA team up with players from the NBA, and you had like a mixed team going up against another mixed team? That could actually be very exciting to watch. Like, say for example, you have players from the Dallas Mavericks be teammates with players from the Dallas Wings, and they match up with players from the Washington Wizards as well as players from the Washington Mystics. It could be a good game to watch. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, I'm Unger to the Max, signing off. Go watch some WNBA basketball at 3 o'clock Eastern. Los Angeles Sparks, Phoenix Mercury, ABC.